What if you were born so different that the world feared you? A giant trapped inside a small room, or a girl who could move faster than the eye can see? This is a story about extraordinary people fighting to be seen. Stay with me, because what happens next will change everything you thought you knew about strength and courage. Parents could see it and then restore it through the blackboard, but each time, he had to wait a whole week to get the results. The efficiency was too slow. Soon he had an idea. Since he couldn't make other people faster, why not slow himself down? Then the girl wrote a letter for her parents to repeat and read. Parents can finally communicate with their daughter normally. They are in tears as the three of them hug each other tightly. She has become an employee at a burger restaurant, which makes the boss happy. His work efficiency is several times that of ordinary people, but he only has to pay the same salary. One day, a 4-meter tall boy suddenly came to the store. He was born to a mother who was 1 meter 8 and a father who was 1 meter 6. Both of whom were a little overwhelmed looking at their big-headed son. His growth rate was amazing. He could only watch other children play happily through the window. Only comics in this small room accompanied him. Because of his tall stature, he would often break the walls of the house, which broke his father's heart. From time to time, he had to repair it. When the boy was 16 years old, his height had reached 4 meters. He could only squeeze into this small house every day, even squeezing the door of the room. To prevent further damage to the house, his parents decided to build him a new one in the backyard. They doubled the height of a normal house, and even the furniture inside was customized according to his height ratio. He finally didn't have to sleep on a small bed only 2 meters long. Then the boy suddenly proposed that he wanted to go out and have a look, but his parents directly refused, saying he didn't have enough ability. He became even more curious about the outside world. One day, while exercising outside, someone called him a big man from behind a wall. The other party found the boy from a lookout. Even though his parents had planted many trees to cover his existence, he was eventually discovered by other humans. But the other party had no ill intentions. That night, he took advantage of his parents' inattentiveness, disguised himself as a tree man, and went to the park. A drunk black guy suddenly came over to go to the toilet. The next day, the black guy posted a video of himself seeing the giant on social media. The boy didn't care at first. He was exercising in the yard as usual. Suddenly, he heard loud music outside. He ran over to see the people who had so much fun last night. The boy couldn't help laughing, but several people heard him. They instantly looked at each other and saw this giant. Then, surprised, the boy invited them to his house as guests. Looking at the enlarged furniture, several people were curious. They were of the same age and soon chatted together. After chatting, the boy showed them his strength in return. Several people invited him to an evening party. Soon, he took the other party's car to go there, thinking everyone would be scared when they saw him. But they were not afraid. Instead, they were very excited. To thank everyone for the warm welcome, he performed an extreme floating shadow trick. To the cheers of the crowd, he had a great time that day. Meanwhile, his parents saw the incident on social media and were angry when the boy returned. Soon, the two sides quarreled. To make him understand the cruelty of this world, his mother brought a book of information they had collected over the years. It turned out he was not the only giant in the world. Every once in a while, such a person would appear, and their fate was always miserable. Some were found dead in meat processing plants. Some were made into specimens for museum exhibitions, and even more were taken by criminals for experiments. The boy came to a burger restaurant at night. Everyone was shocked when they saw him and began taking out their mobile phones to take pictures. At this time, he saw a speed of light girl working there. Her speed was surprisingly fast. He knew he was not the only freak in this world. The other party was able to work here, and was obviously recognized by the world, and the speed of light girl would draw a heart on his bill every time. Over time, they were together. One day, an agent found him, hoping he could endorse a clothing brand. The boy agreed without hesitation. Soon, the brand customized many clothes for him. In addition to shooting costumes, he also filmed many endorsement advertisements every day. The thought of making money to buy hamburgers for the girl made it all worth it. One day, while shooting a 4-piece bed commercial, a strange man came to the door. As soon as he arrived, he called the boy the Great Cyclops. It turned out that many years ago in his country, there was a man as tall as the boy, and they worshipped him as a god. Unfortunately, he could not escape the fate of reincarnation. His appearance rekindled their hope, and they felt the boy was the reincarnation of the giant. Then he asked the black friend to go to a private hospital. When the boy heard this, he was angry. The private hospital was not only expensive, but also more than 20 kilometers away. How could he get there as an injured person? In the end, he was ruthlessly kicked out by the security guards. The wound began to ooze a lot of blood, and his consciousness grew more and more blurred. Fortunately, at this time, his black friend found him and quickly sent him to the hospital. But fate was cruel. This incident exploded on social media instantly. Everyone poured into the streets, accusing the capitalists of not caring about the lives of the people at the bottom, but only exploiting cheap labor. Inspired by the black girl, everyone's enthusiasm for resistance was high. Facing the riot, the police began to suppress it with tear gas and bullets, but the riot was stopped by the city's hero. He knocked down the boy in 2 or 3 strokes and locked him up. To promote his heroic image, he used the media to portray the boy as a monster, claiming he was the one who got rid of this monster and protected everyone. Over the years, he had made many weapons for the boy to give him enough ability to protect himself. The first step was to cut off the electricity and shut down the factory completely. Just after the boy came out, the hero appeared. Fortunately, the mother hit the hero with a car in time and told her son to run away. The boy didn't know where to flee, but at this time, the strange man appeared. He led the boy into a room. As soon as he entered, he was locked in, with only one eye exposed. It turned out this was the man's strategy to wait for such an opportunity to stab the boy in one eye, turning him completely into a cyclops. At the critical moment, the boy suddenly burst out with the power of the wilderness, took off the iron wheel. Just as he came out, the hero appeared, but the boy seemed to awaken a certain power and immediately controlled the hero. He slapped him down and beat him until his nose was swollen. The hero quickly begged for mercy, saying he would remove the image of the monster, but the boy didn't know this was a trick. He pretended to surrender, but was actually summoning his flying machine. The next second, the hero was wrapped around his neck, and then punched and kicked without any mercy. At this moment, the black girl appeared. She suddenly abandoned the famous god, and the hero fell into a fantasy. It turned out the girl also had superpowers. In this environment, she could change a person's mind. The hero realized he was just a weapon used by capitalists to oppress the poor, and then left. With the unremitting efforts of everyone, they finally won the fight.